What up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of Growing Up Different.
Yeah.
Episode 2. So, what are we talking about today, Styles?
Today we shall be discussing uncertainty.
Starting off strong with episode 2.
Yeah, got to. I mean, they say they like the first part, so we gotta bring something hot for the second one, right?
Might as well. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Alright. So let's see.
How,
Where do
how
we
far?
begin?
I was about to say, how far do we dig back?
How far? As far as we can go.
Well, to give people an idea of what we're talking about with uncertainty, let's just say, sort of, what if had this happen?
How
What
would it
would
have
happen?
how would it have affected your outcome in life?
Yeah, there we go. Words are hard for me right now. I'm just getting off work, so excuse me if I space it a little bit.
You good, I know how it is. Okay, so who shall begin first?
I got stories for days. I guess I can go with most recent. Well, recent for me being like a couple years ago.
Alright.
Like, had I been better with my communication skills, how would it have affected me and a former acquaintance of mine? How would it have affected our music? Like, would we still be doing music had my communication been better and me being more vocal and not afraid to speak up?
Right. I feel like you've told me this story like off camera, right? About the
Oh, yeah.
one person you
Yeah.
was working with.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, that person did reach out to me, I want to say a couple months ago, and finally apologized.
Damn. Well, better late than never, right?
Yeah, and I appreciate it because, looking back, we both see the mistakes in our ways.
Uh-huh.
With me, it definitely was communication, but with this person, they also didn't take no for an answer, or they took it as me being afraid, and their intentions were trying to push me because they thought I was just scared, but to some degree I was. But the other part was I'm not hearing what you're hearing. So if you would like to say something, you you can say something.
Mm.
But, yeah. Because, hey, we killed our live show. I don't care. We killed our live show.
Well, there you go. That's what matters.
Yeah. So just like, yeah, had my communication been better and I've been more vocal, well, what would the outcome have been?
Right. Probably still
Yeah.
been making some more hits or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Would I be chilling with Drake right about now?
Hey, who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
What about you?
Well, me, I do still struggle with some uncertainties. Cause
Go on.
like we've said many times, a good many people in this day and age are a bit too sensitive to bluntness. So yeah, constantly
Well,
always holding back either your thoughts or some actions because you don't want to like just cause a whole, I don't know if it's butterfly effect or ripple effect, but you just don't want to have extra BS than you've had before or what it could be. But basically, some of my uncertainties are, do I want to take this step to try this? Because I'm not sure how it works. Because some of the things that I want to do, they kind of would involve me having to, I guess, appeal to people or just impress them, which I never always like doing because people are fickle and all that and wishy-washy, so you're never certain how it'll affect them. But yeah, like my art and everything.
Mhm.
But I was recently told something real that I should just try. It could probably make it so much easier on my outlook of things.
And what's that?
Well, I was told because like I probably said it like I do want to make monetary gain from my art and everything at some point. And then an online friend of mine that streams, she said I really should just stop worrying about making money from it and just do it because I want to. Because at that point, if I'm only thinking about getting paid for the stuff, it's probably not going to be fun. It'll just be like a job. And nobody likes a job. They really just want to have, it could be a career or just could be a great hobby that you could make something from, but you gotta just keep enjoying it. Cause as soon as it starts feeling like a 9 to 5, your inspiration and everything will go down. But again, uncertainty of how I could appeal to anybody. Because I don't know, because most times with a few characters I've made, they just, well, some of them are kind of based off parts of me mostly. So I'm self-reflecting in that. So I probably shouldn't do that so much. Because I've read many articles saying that, yeah, it's good to do that, but at the same time, you could be limiting yourself. So nah. I just gotta, just try different things. Just draw like I used to. Because at one point, when I was doing that 100-day challenge thing, I actually was getting great. I ended up making 2 of my greatest drawings I've ever done.
I remember when you were doing that challenge. You kept posting it on Instagram. I was about to say Facebook. I don't have Facebook no more.
Well, both actually, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out, but that goes to shows when I really want to get into something, whether be sure or not, if I just kept with it, it started to look like something. I was amazed because the Ed, Edd n Eddy and the Charizard X that I drew blew my mind at how
My favorite
good
was
it was.
Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Yeah, I was told like my boy Josh, his older brother, he said he said he DM'd him saying, did Styles draw that? Like, did he trace that or something? He said, nah, because I do not be tracing like that. I just go off of whatever my eye sees. And he was like, that looks exactly like if the creator himself drew it. And then he said I should extend that. I mean, I never really finished that whole challenge, but I saw what I was. And then other things happened and I fell off from that. Because I started to feel like, am I burning myself out again? Is it really making that much of a difference? See?
Now, was that uncertainty or was that doubt? That's the question.
I mean, I feel like it might have been a little mix of both. I was uncertain about where I was really going because I had to really think about like what I was gonna try to draw again. And I had my doubts if I could truly like make my own stuff, because it was one thing for me following tutorials and all that, like practicing my line work based on characters I either like grew up watching or things that could have been popular. But then when it comes to creating something from your own imagination, that made me unsure.
It's still I get you on that part. With me, especially recently, it's been a lot of doubt and uncertainty. Like, I even had this revelation when I was talking to my sister. I was like, I've done all the hardest parts you can do for the stuff I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I've already done it. I wanted to do music. I already did the hardest part, record and post it everywhere. But now I'm scared to do it again. Same with acting. I did the hardest part. I put myself out there. I did a couple of acting jobs. Now I'm scared to go back out there.
Damn.
It's like this doubt and uncertain. I'm uncertain if I'll be good at it again because it's been so long. Even though I can still do it, it's like, heck, I can. People are still amazed that when I post my little raps or freestyles, that's what they were. They were freestyles. That was off the top of the head.
Right.
Now I wrote it down so I could sound more polished, but yeah, that's how they all started.
Right. But yeah, I mean, even if you don't do something for a while, if you like did it a good amount of time, some part of it will stick with you.
Oh yeah, it's a muscle. You got to keep working it, just like you're drawing. It's a muscle.
Right. Like I'm still decent. I ain't where I used to be, but I still got some skill. I just need to, re-unlock it.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I feel like you could do it. All you gotta do is just, be in the right state of mind, block out any other negativity that'll hold you back, and yeah, you'll shine.
Yep. Oh God, don't even get me started on how life would have been had we asked out our crushes or gone to those dances.
Well, hey, I mean, we can bring that in, cause man, there's been a good few that I wish I had asked out, or at the least tried to like just be cool with them. Cause when you're young and everything, you're only really thinking about going out with the person you find attractive, not just being cool with them, just being your homie and everything. See, because me, that introvert shit made it hard for me. I mean, if I liked the person, I just liked them. I didn't really know how to just be cool with somebody of the opposite sex, even though, ironically, I was mostly raised by the women in my life. My grandmothers, rest in peace to them. So yeah, I mean, overall, love women. Got to. Respect the hell out of them and everything. Just, I don't know. Just never actually had female friends. But so at this point, later on, I see it would be nice to. It really would be nice to just hang out, chill, get different perspectives. So yeah.
Oh, I definitely agree with you there.
But yeah, and I was even talking about this with one of my brothers randomly. Like back in high school, like I did the whole like note thing. You know what I'm talking about?
I did it too.
Yeah, the yes or no thing, and I had like wrote it down and all that. I mean, she respectfully declined. It was cool, kind of a little like, kind of ached a little bit, but it wasn't that bad because, even back then I understood. But at the same, and then later on, funnily, when one time I had made like a post on Instagram, like I was feeling a little down, and like she had reached out and said she remembered like what I had wrote because at the time she herself was going through something, and I think she said my words kind of like cheered her up a little bit. That I would like, I showed interest in everything. Now, obviously, it's been over a decade. I really couldn't remember what I wrote, but I was reminded. So I feel like, yeah, you never really know the impact. So if I had had my mindset now that I did then, I probably would have just been cool with her, talked more. But hey,
yeah,
I ain't really know nothing. So
yeah, I feel like it'd be different had we known what we knew now back then. But hell, you talking to a guy? I still remember I wrote love songs. I wrote love letters.
oh, you went all out.
Yeah, I went all out. That was a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, you did what your heart felt was right, so couldn't have been completely wrong.
And the person said they appreciated it, but that's all it was.
Eh. But yeah. And plus,
We still cool though.
Right, like if we just knew, if we could see the signs without being unsure, because when you're unsure, you never really know how to proceed. Like maybe you could have truly had a chance at certain things if you knew the other person would wanted you to just do something slightly different or just try a bit more. Maybe you could have got in, but hey, that first no and everything, you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna fall back and everything. Not like being like those people who can't take rejection, saying like fuck you and all this other shit, disrespecting them. I'm like, no, it's more of a all right, it's all good. It is all good.
Yeah.
No bad blood or nothing.
Funny enough, well, ironically, the person reached out to me a couple, was it about a month ago? Although it was for different reasons, but I still thought it was funny because it brought back like funny memories for both of us.
Right.
Like she she had reached out to me on Instagram. I was like, "Was I a bully to you?" I was like, I don't think so." And she was like, "Did I ever steal your lunch?" I was like, "No."
The hell kind of 90s shit is this? Stealing people's lunch. Come on.
Yeah, and I was like, "No, you." I was like, "No, you asked," and I always said yes. It just so happened that when you stopped asking, I still did it. So that's when everyone started joking that you were bullying me.
But damn.
But then I even told her, I was like, I mean, I just gave you stuff I wasn't going to eat.
I mean, yeah. Waste not, want not, I guess.
Exactly. But I thought it was funny. But, yeah, no. Doubt and uncertainty. It's a cruel dance.
Yeah, man. If we could just shake free of those, I bet we'd be a lot more calmer, and a lot more people probably gravitate towards us.
Yeah. Well, for me, the people that gravitate towards me are people I don't want.
I mean, I've been told I guess smart people gravitate towards me. My dad tells me that. I be like, I believe it, because I know some pretty educated individuals.
I agree with him on that statement too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. I'm just trying to think back. Yeah, it's just a lot of what if scenarios in my head.
Yeah, I got too many what ifs. That's what gets me. I like the idea of how this could have worked. I got my own multiverse in my head, but at the same time,
Right.
yeah, it kind of fucks me over because I'll never know which one I'm going to proceed with.
Yep.
Like it could have been this. It could have been mixed in with this one. If I would have walked this way, what would I have found? If I would have spoke to this person, could that have sparked a new type of, relationship and all that? I don't know. Man.
Hey, looking back at certain things, I was like, oh damn, I was just an asshole.
Hey, I understand that. I was one at some point. I was told this. But again, that was back in the days. Motherfucker just say, do whatever, but now you can't just do that because people will quickly try to bash you for it. For just being honest, being who you really, really are.
Well, this particular one, I'm not proud of it because when like hindsight 2020, like looking back, I was like, oh, I actually did have a date.
What
but certain things didn't happen, and so I was like, yeah, I'm not going anymore.
No, there's no Donatello involved.
But because it's going to sound weird when I say it, because
Why are you sending me shit with no Don? You know what?
I just knew who I would have fun with if they came, and they weren't allowed to come, so I didn't go. If that makes any sort of sense.
Say that last part one more time. My bad. They was talking.
Oh no, you good. That was just actually no. I'll explain the story. So it was prom.
Mm-hmm.
I legitimately did have a date.
Nice. I never went to prom.
I didn't either because I wanted my sister to come with me as a chaperone, just because I knew how I get in uncomfortable situations. I just get quiet, so I knew my date probably wouldn't have fun if I'm just quiet in my shell. But if my sister was there, she'd push me out and help me have fun.
I wish I had someone that could have did that, but unfortunately, I didn't.
But my sister wasn't allowed to prom because they said she was too old.
Ah.
And they were like, we don't know if that's your sister or not because that's how certain kids bring their dates in. I was like, but you know it's my sister. You've met her.
Right. Like.
And then she was, and then they were like, yeah, nah, it can't work like that, so she can't come. And because of that, I had told the person I was going to be my date that I'm not going anymore.
Because you were worried that you wouldn't be able to keep them entertained and you didn't want to ruin their experience, right?
I wish I had said that, but I didn't say that. I just said, yeah, I can't. I'm not going to prom. They won't let my sister come, so I'm not going. I already returned my tickets. And then they respond with, I'm getting my hair done right now for this. I was like, yeah, well, I'm not going.
Damn. Cold-blooded, man.
But that's the thing. In my head, I didn't see it as that. But looking back, I was like, oh, man, I was a fucking asshole.
Right. I get it. I'm
Like,
guilty of not knowing how it hurts someone else. I'm guilty of that. You had the good intention, but how you came across to others.
Yeah. So instead of saying, hey, I don't want to be the quiet guy in a shell and all we're going to do is sit at the table, I don't want to be that. So I would like my sister to come with us, but the school won't allow it. But yeah.
So in trying to prevent having a bad time, you kind of still caused it. And that sucks.
Oh yeah. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Shit. You just made me remember something I haven't thought about in a decade.
I'm sorry. If it's trauma related, I'm sorry.
No, not trauma related. Just thinking, had I just went along with it, where would it have got me? Cause like it reminded me of my first year of going to Arundel when I first went there in 9th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so crazily, I was still in my shell when I got there. I was in one of the what the hell are they? Them trailer type things, them little square classrooms at the school.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Right outside the school. Yeah, because I had class there too.
Yeah, that was one of the first places I went and all that. I was just chilling and all that, and then this girl, I don't remember her name, she came up, just flat out asked me, did I want to be her boyfriend? Because me being me, I've never gotten that kind of attention before, so I was just like, alright, sure. It was like that for a little bit. I mean, it didn't go too far, because then I started to think, what if I see more potential in the school? I mean, Like, why would I get into a relationship so quickly when I need to see what all it has to offer? But at the same time, knowing that I hadn't really had one, that's what made me say yeah. But then I ended up just saying we should be friends and all that, which was probably stupid. I could have just, went along with it, learned something and all that shit. And who knows where that could have been. Whole high school experience could have went totally different. But hey, I was dumb.
No, I wasn't. I wouldn't call you dumb for that. Knowing how my mind works, I would have thought it was a setup or a trap.
Maybe, because, yeah, that kind of did come out of the blue and everything.
Oh, especially if it came out the blue, I would have been looking around like cameras, who's outside.
Right.
That's just me being an overthinker.
Yeah, that right there might have been one of them choices that was a bad one. If it was a game, I'd be like, they shall remember this. He's gone on this different path. So now, how will his time there shape out?
Yeah.
I have not thought about that in a minute.
Heck, man, that just brought me to that made me think of another memory about when I quote unquote had a girlfriend back in middle school.
You can tell me that because I got one more I just thought of, but you can go.
No, it was just don't even ask me how it happened. It was middle school. But I had a girlfriend, and the only reason I remember is because I guess one of her exes told me this because me and him became cool. Because I remember she moved and she was pissed I wasn't there her last day, and I was like, oh, I had a doctor's appointment and I didn't know. But anyway, one of her exes, because she did end up moving, he was like, oh yeah, that was my ex. I was like, oh yeah, really? He was like, yeah. I remember when me and my friend heard you were dating her, we thought about jumping you after school.
Damn.
And I was like, oh.
Well,
But then we thought about it because when we saw you, we were just like, yeah, nah, let's not do it. I was like, oh, thanks, I guess.
Appreciate you not whooping my ass.
Right? Like, I was in sixth grade and me and him became cool, I want to say maybe seventh or eighth grade. And that's when he told me, I was like, oh, gee, thanks. I'm glad to know that you thought about beating me up and then choosing not to.
Crazy.
What story you got, Styles?
It was another moment where, I mean, shockingly, because like there was this other girl. I think she was probably older, like a year older or something, in a higher grade. Like I was thinking about asking her out. I thought, yeah, I could, because obviously I had to like get my confidence up. I did. She said, all right, cool, and all that. And then later, because you remember the dude, what's his name? Daniel, the white boy we hung out with?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. What fucked me up was like, he like pulled me aside and told me that she was low-key flirting with him or someone. I'm like, what? That's crazy.
It's weird. He low key looked out for us in that regard.
Yeah.
He did. I miss him. I should reach out to him.
Right.
I don't know if he's on Instagram though.
Yeah, I was like, damn. Like that? Well, I was glad he told me though. So I had to like cut that loose.
God, what was it? God, I haven't thought about this in a minute. You remember how I used to say that I did high school in reverse?
Refresh my memory.
Like when because we went to school together in high school because I was active in the summers. Like the year before, I had essentially knew all the seniors that year. So my freshman year didn't feel like a freshman year. It felt like I'd been there my whole time.
So you was ahead of the curve.
So I was ahead of the curve in that aspect. So yeah, my freshman year felt like senior year. My senior year felt like freshman year. But
Right.
anyway, I won't forget it because it confused me because I'm a freshman. I don't know nobody. It's lunchtime, and this is before they introduced the Wildcat hours, so we still had our lunch schedule.
Mm-hmm. Man, that fucking cafeteria was crowded.
Right?
When I first saw it, I was like, man, but at least I got to realize there was a good many people from Annapolis that went to school there. I was like, that was
Right.
cool. One
But
in particular, crazy enough, I realized he ended up knowing one of my siblings. I was like, well, damn, ain't that something? Because, the whole time they would think I don't really know anybody there. So, yeah, that was kind of shocking.
yeah. Anyway, I won't forget it. I was just sitting at the table by myself, sort of like in the high school movies, except for it wasn't the whole damn 3 rows of table.
Right, that's some awkward shit.
And then these group of seniors just sat by me, and I'm thinking, all right, don't say nothing because I don't know what's going to happen. I'm shy. And no, they just started talking to me, and coming to find out, one of the girls in the group had a crush on me.
Ah.
I was like, oh, sweet. And so every lunch period, we'd hang out and talk. And then it was I told them because they were asking, so what are you doing after high school? Because they're seniors. And I'm like, oh, I'm a freshman. And the look of shock in her face. You can't forget that.
Oh, damn. Cradle robber.
Right.
You probably failed.
I am an innocent child. You get away from me. I am 14 and you are 17. But yeah, I know. Then after that, they kind of, well, she in particular stopped talking to me, and then her group of friends kept giving her shit about it.
Damn.
So every time they were like, "Hey, it's your forbidden lover."
Damn, that would probably get old fast. Like, damn. See, these days you got to ask. You got to, especially now.
Like, had I not said anything, could something have happened from that?
Hey, yeah. I mean, sometimes being honest will backfire on you.
Yep.
But shit, it's better than that than lying, and then you causing all other crazy shit. So you just gonna have to take that L.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, something else I was just reminded of that I found out like a year or two ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, apparently someone I was in like a art class with and all that, like apparently they thought I was cute and all that, but they said at first their first impression of me was I was a little intimidating. Well, I kind of was, because I still had that whole look on my face like, you sure you want to be near me and everything? But hey, I needed that to make sure people didn't fuck with me. But they said, had, I asked, because they was like, what, maybe just, yeah, literally like a year older. I was a freshman, they was a sophomore, etc., etc. But they was like, I mean, I did think she was cute at the time and everything. So, had I probably asked, I may have gotten somewhere at the time. And once again, whole experience would have shaped out differently. But, A motherfucker was, I guess, scary to people back then. I didn't want to be, but you know, I ain't want people fucking with me either.
Yeah, we especially from where we went to where we came from, middle school wise.
Yeah, a lot of
We
shit
kind of,
talkers and all
yeah,
that. We had to like had that stare, like, yeah, I ain't the
yeah.
one.
I mean, heck, I tried to be intimidating, but I was just a big old teddy bear.
Me, I was actually chill, but you know,
You were very chill. I mean, the amount of people that asked me about you, it was just like, just talk to them.
really,
Yeah,
people
it was.
actually told you that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they wanted to know about you because they always saw us together. I was like,
Yeah.
you guys can just come up and talk to them too.
Right. So, but I guess they didn't want
Yeah.
to approach. Again, this is like what again, my boy Josh, one of my day one homies. He said
Mhm.
he heard the rumors about me that I never heard circulating. I never knew about.
I never heard no rumors about you.
Right, like, but mostly I think this was in elementary school though.
Okay, never mind
Yeah,
then.
I didn't really know you just yet.
We didn't know we
Yeah,
were in
at all.
different. Yeah, I was in a whole different county.
Right, like he told me that motherfuckers actually thought I was a damn serial killer. I was nothing but a damn kid. I was just quiet as hell. It's
Oh
kind of
man.
yeah, it's kind of
Well,
fucked up. But he said, you know what? I'm gonna go talk with him. He was like, and then he said, all right, he cool. He just be keeping to himself and all that. And again, we bonded over the coolest thing at the time, Yu-Gi-Oh. He knew I played. He played. We just fuck around, play cards during recess and all that shit, and there we go. Decades later, we still like this. We did have a little falling out after middle school, but we patched things up.
that's always good.
So yeah, it goes to show, don't just judge people. Just talk to them, but nobody does that anymore, especially the older you get, because everybody want to just keep to who they already know and everything, and don't always want to like make friends. And it's
Yeah.
hard for me to do that. I mean, I want to, yes, but maybe I want it too badly because at some point I was like, fuck everybody. I could care less if they talk to me, and then later I realized, damn, I'm a human. We're supposed to be social creatures to a degree. And being solo is blah. But maybe that's because I still gotta find myself completely. I don't know. But yeah, just, I don't know, talk to people. Make friends early on.
Yeah.
You'll learn.
And heck, oh yeah, and I've been that guy where you try to impress people, so you make up bullshit. I've been that guy. That was not fun.
Oh, I remember. I remember that one little rumor you spread out. You know the one.
Oh yeah. Looking, I was like, why couldn't I just stand up for myself and be okay with it? But no, I didn't like being made fun of.
Right. Nobody does.
Because at the time, I don't know why I was so hyper focused on it. I guess because everyone around me kept talking about it,
Mm.
and then hearing people losing it, I was just like, well. And then yeah, got clowned once. I ain't like that.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
heck, there was it was a rumor in that tail end of middle school that followed me a bit in high school. It kind of died down, but there was a tail end that the rumor was I was in the mafia.
Ah, man. I mean, it was the ponytail, wasn't it?
Well, let's see. People, well, in high school, somebody said, "Oh, he must be in the mafia." The way he put on his jacket, and I was like, "What? How do you even put on your jacket like a mafia guy?"
I mean, right.
No, it was just some stuff happened, and I was in the middle of it.
Crazy. See?
Yeah.
Judging. Because they don't know better.
Yeah.
And now look at kids these days making friends all easily. Ain't nobody judging as much.
I mean,
Man,
they kind of judge.
they do, but they definitely make friends a lot easier with all this social media influence and all that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting old.
We both are. Heck, I'll be 30 next year.
I will be 30 next month.
I'm right there with you, man.
Well, yeah. But yeah, this uncertainty, I have to shake it. I gotta just try. Because I know I can do some shit. I've proven people wrong when I do try, but at the same time, what am I getting out of just proving them wrong? Like, is it helping me progress, or am I just doing it to shut them up? Because yeah, I've said
It could be a bit of
yeah,
both.
I've done other stuff just to keep people's mouths quiet when I didn't feel like doing it. But now the way my energy is set up, I don't know. I just need my spark back. I know it's there. And plus, I miss my time where I could work on things. That's why many times I think to just walk away from this and just do what I do. But again, we need money.
Oh, yeah. Like, you have no idea how many times I just want to fake my death and either move to Mexico or Italy.
Those are good places.
Although, I already know if I go to Italy, I'm going to unintentionally be in the mafia. I know what you're asking yourself. How do you unintentionally join the mafia?
Hey,
Knowing me?
people
be
make
like-
you an offer you can't refuse. You be in a fucked up situation, talk to the wrong lady, and boom. You talking to Vito Corleone.
Excuse me, sir, you dropped this envelope. Here you go.
Nah, you hang on to that. Exactly.
Oh,
That'd
he's
be
like, oh, okay.
Be like, if you open it, yeah.
Be like, oh, okay, then I'll see you next week. Here you go. You did good. You should come by sometime.
Yeah.
Cool. That's exactly how I handle it. Okay, cool. I'll be right over.
All bright eyed and bushy tailed, not know what the hell you about to walk into.
Pretty much.
Got
Oh, there's a
everybody
lot of
doing
people
sit
here.
down,
Where are we going?
Be like, we're just gonna take a little drive. Got some business uptown.
We could use the extra muscle. Oh, I mean, I have been hitting the gym. Thank you. Yeah, I'll come with you guys.
Next thing you know, bang! Oh, shit got real.
And it's like, well, this is my life now.
Yeah. And that's a hell of a story to tell.
Right.
Yeah.
So what advice should we give to the listeners when it comes to uncertainty?
Advice? Again, just, I don't know, try. Like, don't think so much on it. I mean, when you know you have good intentions, things will work out right. Like, don't overthink, because then you might jeopardize whatever you got going. So
Yep.
yeah, just be chill, be cool. Try this, dabble in it. If you can't do it constantly, do it like just every now and then. Because I know you probably got other things going on in your life. Just dabble in it. Because you'll get better at whatever you're trying regardless. It's just inevitable. You can't get worse. You can only go up.
Exactly. And heck, trying is the hardest part.
Yeah, so if you can get past that, you golden.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't be afraid to broaden your horizons. Like, just go see about things. Like, if you think it's not your scene, just go check it out anyway, just to humor the idea. You never know, you may actually end up liking it.
Yep.
And yeah, don't judge people. Just don't judge them until you actually know about them.
Oh yeah. Like don't like, oh, that guy's, I hear that guy's weird or stuff like that. Yeah, just talk to him yourself. See what happens.
Right. Don't listen to what everybody else is saying. Find out for yourself. Because they could be the greatest person you know. But
Yeah.
if everybody was right about them, hey, it's a learning experience. It's better to get a hands-on approach than just going by what you're hearing.
Yeah. It's, oh yeah. Yeah, I got nothing for that one. It's just yeah. And heck, I've even been that guy because certain things I didn't like or people I didn't like, I would, especially when I worked in retail. When I worked at Best Buy, when I moved out here, I purposely wanted to be the weird guy because I did not like certain people I worked with because I didn't like their mentality.
Right.
So yeah, I was so out there that if someone was throwing a party and you got word that I might show up, you wouldn't go to that party.
Right.
And then you know what? I never went to that party because I didn't like hanging out with certain people after work. And now you just missed out on probably having a good time because you thought I would be there. Until people genuinely got to know me, if I actually liked them, then they'd be like, oh, he's actually pretty cool.
Right.
And then I tell them why I acted a certain way. They're like, you know what? That makes sense. I agree with it. So
Yeah. Don't let your mind overwhelm you.
yes, take that advice. That's something I'm still learning.
I know your mind is the core of yourself, but you have to be in control of it. It is your mind. You control what thoughts you have, what actions you take. Just make it good ones.
Yes. You are the master of your own destiny, my friend.
Yes. All right. So
Yeah, this actually brought up a lot of memories. It's
and that is good. That is good. It's a session. Memories can be unlocked at the most random moments.
yeah. And it's not bad memories. It's just memories where I should have did this, but that's okay because I've learned from it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still learning from things. But
And that's life. You're always learning.
Yep. You have to be willing to learn too.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping stones. That's all it is.
Right.
So, any other closing words on it? Thoughts?
Think. Yeah, I got nothing. I wish I had something. You got anything?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, that has been episode 2.
Uncertainty.
Yep, uncertainty. Hopefully, you got some good laughs and maybe made you rethink on some things. And you know,
so yeah, let us know what y'all think in the comments when this goes up. We'd love to hear your feedback.
And let us know what you're thinking of our podcast. You know,
Yeah, it's not always like on time right when we want it, but when we do, we go for a while.
Yep. This has been Prince Quest and Styles, and this has been Growing Up Different.
Alright, we'll see y'all in the next episode.
Laters.
Peace. Flame out.